Yeah,
So
go ahead. I'm just cutting my lemon.
sit back and enjoy the journey that we.
What happened? Hello?
Hold on, what happened?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Did Big Mama get cut off?
I
Yeah,
think
she got
so.
cut
I
off.
don't know how that happened.
Yeah, she just here she go right here. Oh, hello. There she go right there. It probably was an accident. I think.
Just sit back and enjoy the journey that we.
Hey, we live, we lit. I can't run that intro though. So
Got it. There we go. You can't run the intro. I'm gonna go ahead and hit
no,
the
not on this one because it's on Zoom. So no
Ouch.
screen.
Okay, I'm gonna send a request
That's all
to.
good.
I'm sending you a request to record.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
I'm happy y'all know how to do this.
So anyway.
Okay, make sure y'all both.
So I gotta press OK, right?
Yeah, okay, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just not good with this stuff. Just bear with me.
That's all right. You'll get whipped in shape. I sure did.
Okay.
Didn't I, y'all? Did Mama Rareberry get whipped in shape?
Okay. I'm hardly, I think the last time I was on Zoom, remember my phone cut off? I was freaking out trying to figure out, I just grabbed my other phone. I was like, let's get this done. I didn't know what to do.
Come on in the house, raise the roof, let everybody know. Come on and click and make sure you I guess that's subscribing TikTok. Is that the language? Or just make sure you hit the like button or whatever it is. Oh, look at all the beautiful hearts. Hey, Sophia. Hey, Dr. Miracle Lou. Hey, Miss Porter. Hey, G. McKay.
Oh, let me log in somehow. How do I?
Love and light to everybody.
Let me get in there.
Let me get into G-Son so he can come into the chat room to make sure we don't have no trolls coming up in the place
Today.
I'm gonna be on the trolls
in just a minute. As soon as I get this, I gotta redo the put the flyer on this tape because we did it on Zoom instead of so I gotta redo the flyer.
Okay,
and you know what?
By the time to get on it. Hey, Ernest. Hey, Anon. Let me call High Priestess so they can come on in. Let me call Star because I think High Priestess traveling.
I gotta redo. Hey, hold on. We're gonna get started in just a minute. I'm just gonna get this right here flyer posted.
And Empress,
okay,
I gotta
send it to my email.
I think can you hear us? Big Mama.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I can see you. I'm all set.
Peace, love, and light, everybody. Oh yeah, everybody they could hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us live right now.
I love you. I love you too, other brother. Ain't nothing but love going up in the house tonight.
Peace, love, and light, everybody.
We on TikTok. We on with Young Elder. Those who want to go and join Young Elder on the platform on YouTube. Go over there and make sure you go over there and like and subscribe and giving thumbs up and all that good stuff. Hit the notification and make sure you like. Okay.
Right, that part.
Yeah, y'all don't gotta you don't gotta show your screen if y'all want. So it's all good. We just need the information out.
Okay. Hey, peace, everybody.
Yeah, peace. You can go and start and say what you're gonna say, and I'm just gonna be out for a second, and you let them know what you can come with or whatever. Then I can share the screen.
I guess we could. Okay.
Come on and be moderator for me tonight.
Peace, love, and light. Okay, let me try to get on.
I'm on TikTok. We getting ready. We live now with Young Elder, and I need a moderator on my TikTok channel.
Okay, I'm in there right now.
All right, baby. Thank you for holding it down for me. Love you.
Love you too.
Okay. So Star gonna come in and make sure we ain't got no trolls, as they call it, up in this thing tonight, because ain't nothing but the spirit of truth and love is always gonna be about that. And
hey y'all.
and I'm just so ready to be a part of people that are moving in spirit and in truth, and so we can get rid of all the old energy. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we are people of love and compassion, and so we want to stay in that spirit. I always like to operate in that. If y'all notice, Mama Rarebird don't get in no public controversy with people, and you'll never see me arguing, because a sovereign God don't have to argue about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you walking in the likeness and the truth and walking in light, you ain't got to worry about who is saying what, because it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, don't give people your attention and your energy, because it's a very, very, very valuable commodity for us to have in our lives. And we are one in spirit, in truth. Okay. And being one in spirit and truth, if you're not that, then you're not part of the all and all of the one. You put yourself out of that when you don't cooperate with your spirit self. And true spirit, no true spirit. So this issue about Bourgeois and Dr. York and my role and all that is getting ready to be clarified tonight. And where I come in at, and where the line is for me, and what this is all about. You know, because I realized that the powers that used to be, because if you keep talking like they still exist, they're going to exist in your world, but not in mine. So the powers that used to be the most powerful thing that you can accuse somebody of, that the world would just go ahead on and believe it, because there is things going on in the world. I wasn't there and I don't know. Okay. All I know is that I was asked and used to help facilitate and help free Dr. York.
Yes.
So we get ready to set the record straight tonight as the reason why that didn't happen, first of all. And to also have people to open up your minds about when people accuse other people of child molestation, because that is the simplest way to ruin somebody's reputation.
Exactly. To discredit somebody.
Because I would be the first to jump on the bandwagon, and I had to rethink. I'm not talking about rethink Dr. York or anything like that. I'm talking in general of what these folks have used to destroy somebody. And all they have to do is accuse somebody, and then the world and the society will believe it, and they'll go ahead on about their lives. But y'all have to understand something. There are walk-ins in this world. There are clones in this world. There are other entities in this world that exist that look just like us, and y'all don't even know it.
Oh, we about to pull them out.
Okay. So given the circumstances of Dr. York, and given what has happened, and you seeing up on your screen as you see Dr. York, where he had Tamaray at, and what happened with all of this, if you just sit down, and everybody, the first thing people say when you mention Dr. York, oh, that child molester.
Right.
But you ain't sit down and really thought about whether or not this man has been falsely accused, just like any other arrest that has happened that we talked about yesterday or last night on the show, on the platform, about police and policy and procedures. And Uma, his daughter, one of his children, is on tonight. Along with me, have been invited by young elder so that we can have clarity out there, because people sometimes don't want to know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
People would rather stay in their negativity about somebody and not really take a closer look at really what was said and how things were done and how thing was done. It all goes back to policy, baby. Did they have a warrant?
Yep.
Let's start all the way back there first. As we talked about last night, what's policy follow? The same thing they ran up in this person's place of business this couple of weeks ago, claiming they had a warrant, and they didn't, because along with the help of some folks that I'm not going to reveal, because then my sources will be I don't want my sources out there, but I have people that will be able to look into certain aspects of the behaviors of sheriffs and police officers and how they do a thing. And all they have to do is say something, fill out a complaint, and conspire against a person and use whoever they can to validate they conspiring against a person, and then they are able to go in and kidnap a person based on hearsay. Okay, now what I am going to say before we get started tonight is that when you go back and you go and look in the records, let's don't look at the court records. Let's go all the way back to the very day that they invaded Tamaray.
Which is the picture that they're looking at right now.
Which is the picture that you're looking at now.
So that's the same day that they raided the land.
That's the same day that they raided. You got these. I'm looking at the police officer because I'm going somewhere with this. I want everybody just to think for 1 minute based on, if you didn't see what we discussed last night, then I suggest before you say anything or anything that you go and listen to what we said last night in regards to police officers and them not following their policy and procedures. Okay, so if anything that need to be looked at, did they have a valid warrant when they went up in the property? Because what I found out over the past 2 or 3 weeks is that I had somebody to look into police officers invading somebody's business like these police officers did. It's about 10 or so carloads of police officers that had ran up in somebody's place of business talking about they got a warrant for this person. Now, thank goodness the person wasn't there, so they couldn't kidnap this person. But in the interim, I'm calling, asking my connections to ask them to look and see if there is a warrant for this person that caused the police officers to storm up in her place of business and trying to kidnap her. So I'm saying this the same as the reference to this. Go and ask and go into the, what is it, NCIS system, and look and see, was there a warrant for him that day? Not a complaint, not an order for arrest, but go and look to see if there was a valid warrant for them to go on those premises. That's where you need to start, at the root of the problem. Don't go start in the middle, and don't go to bourgeois. Don't go to nothing right now. Okay? Because we're going to get to that. But I'm saying, in order to start from the beginning, because you got to look and deal with a thing from the root of it from the beginning. That these police officers didn't have a warrant, and there was no warrant in the system, and
So
nobody knew to look and see, was there a warrant in the system for him. So this man has been locked up like many others that they have taken off of the land without a valid piece of paper. So now you look at that and you say, you don't argue about anything about hearsay and all that. What needs to happen is you need to go back to the root of the issue, and you'll see they didn't have a warrant for him. They just took him. So that's how you that's just how we free Dr. York.
Well, I could start.
Go ahead, Oma. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I could start with you know, I guess since we're on that topic in regards to the police officers, as y'all can see, this is the day of the raid that y'all are looking at. And y'all see that there's a for sale sign on the property for all of the people that kept asking about what happened to the land. The land was not taken from the government or anything like that, because it had other owners that were the owners of the property other than my father. Now, my father, as soon as he basically got to Putnam County, he already had trouble with the county sheriff seals and all of these different police officers. They were already harassing the person that owned the property before he got there. I'm sorry.
And I have something to say about the property too, Uma. So when you finish, I have some information for you.
So yes. The guy who owned the property before my dad got it was being harassed by the same people, by the sheriffs of Putnam County, because it was a hunting ground before he got it. And they wanted to hunt on the property for free. The man imported a bunch of animals there from Africa, and he had it imported on that land, which is why a lot of people that were on that land would say that they would see different exotic animals there. So the problem started before my father got the land. And the guy ended up selling the property to my father because he knew that he was, you know, someone that had an organization, or someone that was about uplifting the people. Or shall I say, he was building all African theme, Egyptian theme, or as you see, you know, that's what he was doing, building a theme park similar, or something where what a lot of people don't even understand is majority of the property was a whole shrine. But that's even neither here nor there. A lot of people won't understand until I go deep down into it. And I do have a lot of pictures in which I will share probably another time, not this time. But yes, unfortunately, you know, not only did my father have enemies outside of the gate, there were also enemies inside of the gate as well. People who claim to say that their kids were being molested, even though we also have the recanted statements of all of these people that claim to have been molested, which we will show, I guess, eventually. Or whenever you're ready to show, however way you want this. I don't know. I'm just, all I see is the screen. So, but yeah, there were recanted statements. They never put that in the public. It was actually processed through the newspaper as well. It just that unfortunately our people didn't get the opportunity to get that, so they just continued to discredit his name. Now, my father also had a trust, and his trust that he had was called York Family Partnership, which was where all of his properties were to go to his heirs, his children. That's not the land, though. The land was excluded. That was for the tribe. That was for our people. He made sure he built that for our people. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, I can start pulling that stuff up that you're talking about. But we just wanted to point out one thing on this picture.
Yeah.
My old heads. Like, why is this? Who's this name on this for sale sign, and why is that for sale sign there? Why these niggas raiding the land? That means that these people already knew they was gonna raid whoever on this on this.
Oh yeah.
Well, let me shed a little light on it. That when I went down and I started inquiring about how the land got transferred the way it did, and it was interesting that did you know that the um, the Nation of Islam's name was on the deed of transfer? Did you know
No.
that there was some you have to, people, go do your homework. Go look and see that there was the Nation of Islam on there that dealt with your father, and I guess they was one of his supporters
Mm-hmm.
in a good way, I would assume. And then it transferred. The last transfer happened was Tamaray.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Tamaray is in London. So the house of Tamaray, and I'm thinking that that's how Bourgeois got the land transfer through Tamaray, which is through the First Republic. Now, I'm pointing some damn where. So when people get calmed down out of their emotions, because see, I can be the person that's unattached emotionally to this. So I'm able to look at a thing and present it and give it to folks in spirit and in truth. Okay. So if you go and they try to hide it, but if you go to the Georgia Edenton's land records and pull up that address, you guys are going to start seeing how that property was transferred. His name was on there twice, Anthony Evans' name, in the beginning, and then in somewhere down in that transfer, he was back on there again, and then it went from there. But look at why the Nation of Islam was helping your father, and then look at how at the end it ended up transferred in Tamaray Inc., I believe it is. And so that's, you have to do that. Nobody knew that, but I did, because I went and looked. I had a realtor to let me use her account, and I was able to pull up the history of that land. So people need to look at the last time that land was transferred and who got it and how it ended up in Tamaray and in London. And so that would make sense when y'all start talking about bourgeois in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Anthony Evans, for my niggas that know, that's Bun. So how is Bun got a for sale sign on the land before the killer clowns come? Like, so what's going on with it? Hey Bun, we gotta hear from you soon. This don't look good. We want to hear from you and see what this was, man.
So when you look at the deed, his name was on the deed. That's where Dr. York bought the property from him.
No, he didn't buy it from him.
I mean, I don't know about buying it, but I'm just saying that he was somewhere in the land transfer process.
Right. Right. I gave you a list of that as well as all the people
Yeah.
that were
Let me start pulling some of this stuff up.
that are listed in the transfer. So I actually had a conversation with Anthony Evans, asking him questions, of course, in regards to what happened to the properties or the fraud.
Yeah.
I never got the opportunity. I have so much paperwork, so I haven't gotten the opportunity to screenshot everything. Oh yeah, that's New York too, the other fraud. But you know, I spoke to him August 29th, 2011. And I asked him about the situation with the land or the fraud. And I asked, he said someone hacked his account.
Wow.
He said someone hacked his account. That was the first. I said, because I asked him, I said, I said, don't know why you sent me this. I'm puzzled. What is this? And then he said, someone hacked my account a while back. He said, do you have questions for me? And I said, are you the same Anthony Evans that's on the properties that were transferring deeds in Brooklyn, New York? He said, I am. I said, why was that done? He said, I sold properties long time ago to help purchase the land in Georgia. He said, but they never showed the amount. So how much were they sold for? I asked him how much were they sold for, because I don't see no amount of how much properties were being sold for. I wish I would have took a picture of all of this, but this was the file that was taking a long time to send to you. Let me see. He said, that's not true. I said, I'm asking you because I'm questioning. There's a lot of fraud going on right now. I said, records in Brooklyn shows.
Go back to the deed. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
yeah, he had the deed up. I need you to go back to that deed screen.
I was explaining to him that I was going back and forth to court during that time and moment with these people, with the fraud, and which is Patricia Lewis, who was committing fraud. The attorney Tucker, what's his name? Tucker. Let me get his name correctly. Who's the same attorney that they keep trying to present to my father in court that he keeps denying.
Right here.
Right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's the court case that I was taking him back and forth to court for. So no. YFP, where you'll see, actually my father, you'll see his name number 1, Isa Muhammad, which was where there was a satisfied deed on his property in 1975. That's all the way at the bottom. Yes, first one. Where this is when he purchased the property from whoever Ortez is.
That's correct.
And as you see, there was a mortgage or something on there. So he obviously had to pay off this guy's mortgage to get the property.
Right.
Eventually, it became a satisfied deed.
But I don't see after Ortez, there was a transaction with the Nation of Islam that's not on this.
Well, this one is Bushwick Avenue. This is the properties in New York, because my father owned over 30 properties in New York City, maybe more than that, but I've pulled up about 30 myself, and I've had documentations on every single one of them.
Well, Georgia was where I saw that the Nation of Islam and him, where the Nation of Islam was helping him with the transaction on the property in Georgia.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't fully researched all of 404 Shady Dell Road, but I will do that. I just, it's weird because earlier today, someone sent me the documents on 404 Shady Dell Road, which is the one that I sent to Young Elder. But this one right here is just is the Bushwick one where they did with his family. So Isa Muhammad is my father's name, which is what he went by during this time in 1977 when he had the Ansarullah community. So as you see, he had a satisfied deed on the property, and you'll see that it was transferred over from Isa Muhammad, which you'll look at the date. The date says October 21st, 2002, and
Yeah.
everyone knows that he was incarcerated May 8th, 2002.
Right.
So basically, because he was incarcerated May 8th, 2002, someone created, well, he already had a trust, and his trust was under the name of York Family Limited Partnership. This is why people are changing. This is why all of these people are changing their names to York, because they were very aware that his kids were too young to know that they had all of these or had any documents or any ownership to anything, you know? So as you see, it went from Isa Muhammad, where they committed the fraud, and they transferred it over to YF Limited Partnership. And then from YF Limited Partnership, they continued to transfer it over to Patricia Lewis, which is Sakina. I think Tabitha doing a live on her tomorrow. So these are his different aliases, as you can see. Isa Al-Hadi Al-Mahdi, Isa Muhammad, Malachi Z. York, which I don't know why they spelled it wrong, and Dwight D. York. This is dealing with Shady Del Road, the one that you just pulled up. Yeah, this is Shady Del
Patrice
Road.
Evans, that's Bun wife, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm gonna look into this a little bit more before I go all the way in. Bun, man, that shit look funny, Bun.
I'm telling you,
How he knew the
once
land
he
was gonna
was
get
in there,
sold? How he
I
knew
think the last legitimate, I can only talk about the property in Georgia. The last legitimate transfer of the property that was legitimate that I can see was when him and the Nation of Islam were doing some transacting. And I think that was the last honorable transaction there was on the property in Edenton. I think after that, it got shady.
If you show me, all I need to do is see the signature, because I know how my father signed his signature, and a lot of these people were forging his signature, and yeah, Richardson, that's
Prince York mother, right?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's his mother. That's Habiba Washington, as you see, Nathaniel, that's her father. So there was a lot of, it's not a coincidence that a lot of people that claimed to have been molested or had something happen to them, that their parents were committing fraud on a lot of my father's properties.
See, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, it's just not a coincidence.
Yeah, it's okay. It's right here to Shady Dale Road, Richardson. Okay. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see if I can pull up, because when I pulled everything up, I was looking at it, and I'm trying to see where I downloaded it and what did I do with it. But I guess
you all over the place with it.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah, wait. Go back.
I got you.
Okay.
Let me go back. Damn.
Yeah, let's go back to that. This is where the beginning of the dismantling of the trust comes from. So this right here is YFP, which is technically a corporation that my father established to secure his children. Because for all people that knows or that want to know, his children, he has over 100 children. So he tried to secure his children. So YF Limited Partnership was created by someone very related. As y'all can see, it was created by Dale Brown, which is his blood sister, who people say is the matriarch right now of the organization, or or shall I say Waki? Because I don't know what name they know her as, but her name is Dell Brown. So this article right here is where she dismantled his trust. You could, I guess, go down and go on to the next one where we could prove that the signatures are fraud. Oh no, you gotta go the other way. You love showing this guy, boy. I guess like, ugh. Okay, right here, that signature is not my father's signature. And if you look at the date that the signature that this was processed, it was processed a month after he was incarcerated, or shall I say a month after he was kidnapped. I can't hear. I don't know what happened.
Oh no, I got it muted out because we got background noise. But you're right. That's he got picked up May. This is June. So
yeah, he was incarcerated May 8th, 2002. And as you see, people started immediately dismantling his trust and stealing his properties. Some were already doing it before. Some people were stealing properties that were in New York while he was in Georgia.
Damn. Mm-hmm. It's all the people that was right there close to him, but like a lot of people.
The trustees were supposed to be his heirs. And you'll see that even on the updated documents, you'll see on the property, which is 717 Bushwick Avenue, where majority of his kids were born. Mm-hmm. You'll see that he put that all of his properties go to his heirs, which would be his children. Mm-hmm. And that's not including the land. The land, he had the land for our people. This is where I took them to court, where I actually bought this to the Atlanta Police Department to present them with the fraud of the dismantling of his trust YF partnership. So it was definitely alerted with the authorities, but you know, not how that goes. Yeah, there's the case number. So obviously you see they filed the case number. They were very aware of the fraud that was happening.
That's right.
I got it.
Now this right here is 717 Bushwick Avenue. You see Issa Muhammad is still on there. And you see all the way up until 2011, they were still using his name on these things. His name was still there, because they were still trying to steal it from him while I was living on the property. And I was going to court back and forth with them. This was the reason why they tried to kill me, was because I was taking them to court over these documents, over all of this fraud.
Okay, so can I have permission to share my screen? I found it.
Of course.
Go ahead.
Lord.
I think you are already a host, Big Mama. You can share your screen.
Okay.
Somebody said, let me count the list I have of children.
Okay, so this is what she emailed me. This is on the properties of the one in Edenton, because I didn't know about the other properties, right?
Okay.
And as you can see, there was a Tamaray Enterprise.
Yeah, another quick claim deed. Yvonne Powell. Yvonne. Oh, oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
I did my research. The one thing that I'm very clear about, I am not getting into no public controversy. That's not what I'm here for as the Empress. So I want to give a disclaimer. I was given some orders to help get him out. I did not ever, and still not gonna get in no public controversy about what happened. I'm just here to show facts tonight, because after tonight, and the record is straight, then I want to maintain my position as Empress, that I have other interests. This is just one that came across my my desk, or been asked to help with way back in 2019. Okay. So until the first time I gave those orders to Rod Hayes, and I said the spirit said he'll know what to do with them. And then it's basically, I did everything that I'm supposed to do as the Empress to have Dr. York released. There are still a few things that can be looked at that I will help with, but I'm just letting everybody know that I'm not part of drama and the emotional stuff that goes on with this. I will always be mutual. But in my own findings, probably about several months ago, someone asked me to go down to the property and said I should be able to get in. And they sent me, and so I went. And when I got there, I got to see this beautiful home, but I wasn't able to get through the gate. But it led me to look at the deed. And prior, before this part right here, there was a transaction that I saw with, it might have been in the deed paperwork, where I did see where your father and the Nation of Islam had some dealings with the property in a good way. Okay. And I want to still believe that it was it was meant for a transaction, but it wasn't on this that I saw it. I saw it within the body of some paperwork that the realtor showed me.
Okay.
But right here, you can see the transfer of the property. And Tamaray Enterprise and Nathaniel Washington,
which is Habiba Washington's father.
Okay. See, I don't know who these people are, but you would know who they are, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so would this show that there was some issues with this transfer of this deed of this property in Georgia?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
She said all the people named like this on this list, some kind of way they children was in the case. Like everybody that's got their name tied in with this land grabbing, some kind of way they kids all of a sudden connected with taking down Malachi. So it's like maybe they was part of the plot too. You know what I'm saying? It had to be. Yeah, this is crazy.
So now you see what needs to be solved. Now everybody can kind of see, because it doesn't do anybody any good to keep talking about something and not showing the people what they need to know. Like, I didn't know what I was looking at. I just know I had it. So now you're clarifying who these people are.
Yeah, because it should have been left in Tamaray Enterprises. That was for our people. That was for everybody. It wasn't just, it wasn't just specifically to a person, so they obviously were land grabbing the land as well as grabbing everything else, that he had in Bushwick, and Lord knows probably anywhere he had property, I only did the research in the property where I was born, because I was born inside of Bushwick Avenue, which I had to explain to young elder earlier, that I wasn't in the system because I was actually indigenous. I was born on the land, on the property and everything. So you know, when I started researching a lot of the stuff, because, you know, I couldn't just get regular jobs and stuff like that. I had to figure out what was going on in my life that was stagnating me. And, you know, a part of it was this house, you know, 717 Bushwick Avenue became, my beginning hub, you know. That's where I was born. That was the only documentations that I had as proof of me being alive, you know, trying to get a birth certificate, trying to put myself back into this system. Lord knows that we were supposed to stay out of, you know, just so that I could, you know, have a regular job, because my father was kidnapped. I didn't know what to do. So it made me start researching more on these different properties, or to see what's going on with my father. So I started researching all of his different aliases. And when I started researching all his different aliases, I mean, I was overwhelmed with how much properties he owned. I was overwhelmed. I mean, in every name, every alias he had properties sitting. I mean, anybody that was in Ansar law community knows that he owned blocks, and I mean the whole block. You know, so you know, I started, you know, while I was living there, I was asking my basic neighbors questions like, oh, so how did you acquire this property? How'd you get this property? And majority of them were like, from your sister. I'm like, what sister? They're like, your sister Sakina. I'm like, what Sakina? You was on the right documents. He just loved bringing this. I was like, love bringing this. Good Lord.
Hey, I'm worried. We're gonna get to
make a file.
Yeah, now we're gonna get, now y'all got some background information, right? And so my job is always to bring everything to the light and to bring order to a thing. And that's what we're doing tonight, is bringing order instead of all this stuff flying everywhere. So now we're getting ready to bring order to a thing. And I want to bring up, you got a copy of the orders, young elder? Because if you don't, I can pull the copy of my orders up.
Yeah, I got them. I was trying to show that them McKinley statements first, though, like them
Okay, and then
I'll statements. So we show these same people come back to recant their statement. I'm trying to find out which one it is.
Yeah. Now that we know these people were involved in the transfer of the properties. Okay.
Damn, it's the land owners.
Hold on, let me here, I pulled it up, but I'm gonna have to flip my screen over or something. I don't know how to, let me see how I do this.
I know I got that in here. I just looked at it. We was looking at it earlier.
Yeah, when you first pull it up, it should say judicial notice. That's the Patricia Lewis with Tucker, Charles T. Tucker still in the properties in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's them right there, Patricia Lewis.
That's the same attorney that that's working on my father's case, that he keeps denying. Yeah, that exactly. If that's not a conflict of interest, that he keeps denying. I even have the letter. Well, this right here is just the proof of them stealing electricity, and this is the proof of the electricity bill going crazy from them stealing electricity. That's one. You don't have to. Yeah, but they see that, you see the difference from the price. Remember I told you how the electricity bill was going up crazy. I mean, $500 a month in electricity bills. I was like, there's no way possible that I'm running up $500 in bills. Oh, that document, thank you. We could go back to this document. This document right here is the proof that someone illegally signed his signature, which was his sister, Dale Brown, also known as Waki or Wakia, however way people know her, where she dismantled his trust and started handing this stuff over to these people. I don't know what their connection is, but yeah, that's the proof of that. I've even spoken to the woman who notarized the document, and she said she never thought that this would come back, because they told her that he was going to be incarcerated for a long time. So she never thought that this would be something that she would have to answer to. But of course, they tried to make sure that I wouldn't keep going, which is why they tried to kill me. So, you know, when I took her to court, she never showed up to court. But when you pull up that right there is, oh, that's the one with Delanta Jones. That's Mentu Hotep, Delanta Jones, Mona Jackson, that family. And as you see, Shirley Grant Evans again, Evans here again. You know, but this document right here is where they went directly to Sheriff Seals. The one that has the highlight on it, it's a little messy looking. Remember I told you it's a little, these are really, really old documents that I've had. That's just the proof that he couldn't even pay $100 bill. This was me presenting it. I also presented this to court, Fatima Senosi, which was his wife from Sudan. This was as y'all see, y'all could research the index number. All of this stuff is public file, public record, if you're interested in researching it. But I spoke about how it was fraudulent. There we go, this document, yes. So this is the document that Mentu Hotep, Mona Jackson, also known as, his real name is Delanta Jones. He goes by the name Mentu Hotep. He was also somebody that was at Bushwick Avenue that claimed to be with my father and helping my father. And as you see, Sheriff Seals clearly stated that they came to him in 1998, stating that my father was molesting kids. That was before the land was taken. That was before all of this happened. So these people were living on the land and saying things were happening that were not happening, so that they could turn around and steal his properties, in which that guy was also.
Now y'all see that. Now y'all see it with your own eyes. Now I trust that even I'm seeing stuff with my own eyes as we unfold all of that's been going on around Dr. York, and seeing all these folks taking a lick at him, and conspiring what appears to be what's going on here. So therefore I trust that
that was all of the departments.
Right, you have to understand the courts are designed to keep out truth. Because they can't see truth, and they cannot bring truth into the court. They can't. Everything has to be the illusion.
That's 404 Shady Doe. Yeah. Lord, these files are all over the place, Lord.
Hey, right. Damn,
and these files, they're all over the place.
I'm trying to find that Recumbent. I know I pulled them Recumbent statements up, man. I know I had them. I'm trying to find where they said they signed their name on the dotted line.
Let me resend that to you right now.
Okay, all right.
Let me do that.
Okay.
I got that, dude.
Just in case.
You're gonna pull up that order. I got you, Big Mama. I'm gonna pull up that order for you too.
Okay. I got it. If you don't, I've got it up and ready whenever you guys are ready.
Hey, the main lady is that lady, the Klan lady. She the one that's signing everything over and switching everything around.
Yeah, his sister. Yeah, his own sister. Well, her name is Dale Brown, so I question, are they even really related? But that's neither here nor there.
Hey, yeah, that now, you got a point there, because but they got the same daddy. They ain't got the same daddy, so they gotta have the same mother.
Yeah, they have the same mother.
Okay. I know her daddy ain't El Hadi.
No.
Is that the one you're looking for, Oma?
Nah, man, it's like
going back.
I had it in this file. I don't know.
All over the place, Lord.
Man, I'm looking for them Recumbent statements. That's what I know they up in here. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. Let's do this. I'm gonna go straight to the email and do it.
Yeah, okay. That'll probably be better, because I think that was the first email I sent you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, unfortunately, my father, he was the breadwinner out of the entire family, while these
Mm-hmm.
people did absolutely nothing with their lives, have nothing to show for besides, what he did. They're still living off the back sweat and tears of his work till this day. So it shows you that, these people really didn't have anything.
This may be good right here. No, I ain't tripping. It's called Docket 2.
Yeah, let me see. It should be, let me see, let me look. It should say Dr. York. Yep, that's it right there.
Yeah, right here. The criminal statement. Yeah.
Yeah, this is all the recanted statements. Yes, all the people who have recanted their statements. Down
Wow.
to Tariq Knowles. We also have, who's been all over social media, still to this day running his behind, and all of them have recanted. There's Tariq Knowles right here, his recanted statement as well. Abigail Washington, you see her father's name was on that property, Washington.
Wow, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they, from what we think, that either they was in on it from the jump, or they got caught on the fraud to steal the land, and the Fed Killer Clown said, "Hey, well, we got you on this, so
Yes,
Yeah.
that's really what happened. They got caught on the fraud, and they were like, "Listen, either way, you're gonna do time if you don't do this."
Yeah.
So, and if you go further down, the signatures are further down. So this is just, and this is my father's signature. You see that? You see that? You can go back up. So which should show you that his trust, that whoever signed his trust didn't
For
sign his real
educational
signature.
and entertainment purposes
That's his
only.
because that's his signature right there. But you could go down, and then that way they could see the rest of the people's signature, their recanted statement signatures.
Yeah, everybody
One
knows.
by one. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what's that? Hannah Merritt,
Yeah, we ain't
which
gonna.
is that's my brother's mother.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say whose, but
yeah.
and
They
as you
want.
see all these signatures of recantments.
Wow.
Yeah, and all these people some way connected to grabbing the land or grabbing some part of Malachi.
Yeah, maybe not. If not all of them, some of them were promised that they were going to get some money that never happened.
Good.
Some of them were promised that if they did this, they would get money and all of this, and it never happened. So a lot of them. No, she's not his baby mother. You talking about Ebony?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's my brother who passed. That's his baby mother.
Okay.
So she knows him. She knows of him though. But I just, I gotta be mindful.
Great, man. Very third.
Okay. So this is proof that
all of these people that stated that they were being molested, they turned around and recanted their statements. This is the proof of all of their recantments.
Can I ask the question then, if you don't mind?
Yes.
I wanna steer somewhere to the right a little bit, because I don't think it's to the left.
Here's Tariq Knowles. Mm-hmm. Recanted.
Do you think just slightly that there is a clone of your father?
A clone?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. Nowadays you just know, you just don't know. No, but I don't think so. That he's such a powerful person to clone. Like, he's such a mental creature, not to say it that way. Yeah. I don't see that. I don't see no one able to clone someone so, intelligent, shall I say.
Well, from my understanding, there is one that I mean, this was like things are being bought to me, right? And I'm sorting out I'm not swaying to the right or to the left, right? I'm just staying in the middle.
I understand. Yeah.
And so this was brought to me in regards to that if there was any heinous acts that were committed, it wasn't your father.
I know. So it's been plenty of times, like for example, his kids were supposed to go to court. His kids was like, I was supposed to go to court, and these people like douchebag, douchwa, whatever, Damian Pryor, Basil Muhammad, whatever the heck this guy's name is, or whoever he is, his baby mother, which is Elizabeth Westbrook, who you'll see her name in the documents also, where she changed her name to York too eventually. She was supposed to assist me to go to court in regards to the transporting of minors back and forth. A man that has over 100 children, his kids were being transported back and forth between their parents, between their mother and their father. Because some of them, so like me, for example, my mother lived in New York, my father lived in Georgia. So I was always back and forth and back and forth. And the only person that ever transported us was Patricia Lewis. Sakina was the only person that drove back and forth between Georgia and New York and upstate New York, Yonkers and Virginia, and all different locations. She was the only person that was transporting his children and other people as well.
Yeah.
My father, in regards to what they speak about for Disney World, and they said that he transported people to Disney World. I was one of those kids that went to Disney World plenty of times. You could see it on my page. When you go on my Instagram, Uma York, you could see it right on my page. You can see that I've been to Disney World with my father. So they made sure that people like me were not there in court to be able to present this stuff to court.
So you were blocked from being able to come to court.
Yes.
To on your father's behalf.
Yes.
Okay.
Not only by these people, but also probably by family as well.
Makes sense. Okay. So the next phase of where we're going, young elder, are you still looking for something?
I gotta show one more thing, then show the release. We're gonna talk about Jacob York too, because the Jacob York, the plot, it was like different angles. Like it was a lot of people working a different angle against Bob, man. Like it's a lot of people that was hating, and then they
right.
all with their angle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing we have established here is a cause to rethink and look at this and what's going on and what has transpired during this time and what led up to the sheriffs and the police department.
And as you see,
I didn't see any FBI agents. Were agents and
well, as you wait, young elder, that document, that last one before you went off, that was it. That was the recantments being published in the newspaper, because when certain legal things happen, they have to publicize it. So it was publicized in the newspaper about the recantments, but nobody obviously cared enough to clear his name after they done destroyed his name.
Damn.
Everybody's saying, right? Somebody said they think he, in my chat, saying that they think he may have been cloned indeed.
No.
Like like they had people that they was picking up. This is what I heard from somebody that they had people that that was look like Baba.
Yeah.
Yes,
They said
Yeah.
Baba.
There
that
was
they
a
was
guy
going
walking
through
around.
portals.
Yeah, there
That
was a
this,
guy walking around looking like him. Yeah.
yeah, that there was this one entity, and this is what firsthand knowledge from someone who was at the place when they picked him up, said this person was on the way to the portal, and they intercepted him, and
Mhm.
that the one that is in prison is really not your father. That that's a clone. So there's some, there's some, question about whether or not the one that's in ADX, I think that's what it is ADX.
Yes, ADX Max.
Yeah. That might not be the real one, that the real one is somewhere else, or so that came across my uh communication to me. Like I said, I want everybody to know, for the record, I am not attached to any of this, only to stay in the middle, right? And bring out everything in the light so that everybody can see it in truth.
There was a document on there that spoke about Turtle Island, and I know
Yeah,
we
that's what I
spoke
was
about.
looking at.
Yeah, not for nothing, I didn't really look at that until you just popped that up. I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, that's the same thing on Empress Patrice doc about Turtle Island.
Yeah, Turtle Island.
Yeah.
So we see it's a bigger land grab than we thought, when it
Mhm.
comes down to, being indigenous, and him speaking about being a Moor and being a diplomat, and they keep presenting these lawyers to him, knowing that that goes against our laws of our true laws, which is the I'm sorry, which is the hierarchy of laws, which deals with the universal law, the natural law, the laws of maximum, the sovereignty, the contract law, the treaties, the constitution, the corporations, the federal codes, and the police, corporations, and agents and citizens. I probably need to send you this document as well. I just picked it up real quick because it was right in front of my face.
Okay. And
I have
so,
so much paperwork.
okay, but here's the bottom line, is that as the Empress, I've fixed a few things that I can't talk about on this line feed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the dead action, the actions of those who've done dirt has been squashed by an action that I took about 3 weeks ago. So it don't matter what they done done. The Empress have fixed it. And the evidence of it is on the way. Okay. So what everybody think they done has already been reversed as far as the land is concerned. So let's talk about this document here. Okay. That led up to me going back to look at what Dujwa done.
Hey, could you go into detail that how Deuce Wide snatched he rassled you for the documents, like go into that whole storyline, because that's interesting.
Sure. I want to go back to Dujwa had to be working with someone because they knew I was the bloodline. And he was hired to probably manipulate me in more ways than I probably can think about, right? But when we was over in Egypt, the documents of the land, the allodial title, and all that stuff was brought to Egypt. and that the judge and myself and Bourgeois, along with the notary, met. And while we was in that meeting and the transfer of the land was being given to me and the books being open as to what's in all the accounts, Bourgeois wanted to talk about Dr. York. That was the first mention of him to me. And I'm telling everybody up front for the record, I had no knowledge of Dr. York prior before July, whenever I was over in Egypt. On up till that point, I was in Egypt when Bourgeois, while I was speaking with the judge, brought up Dr. York's name. And being that I was the empress, that he gave me a scenario of what was going on with Dr. York and him being need to free Dr. York from jail. And being the humanitarian woman that I am, of course, I was in agreement with that. I didn't do any research. I didn't know anything other than the fact that he told me he was unjustly in jail, in prison. And I agree that whatever it takes, that we would do that. And he said, well, we're going to need the orders from the judge, and the judge can't do it unless you say so. And so I told the judge, I said, you and Judge will work out all the details. And the judge said that the first thing need to go is it need to go to Alvin Long, the person at the bottom of this document.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to send to wherever Alvin was. And I want to say at that time, Alvin might have been in China.
Mm.
And so the judge said he had to send the orders over there and let Alvin either create the document or whatever, and then it had to be sent back to Paul for notaries. And then from Paul, it was instructed to send them to Bourgeois so that me and him could go and execute to go get Dr. York.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the chain of command from Egypt to China, where Mr. Long was, back to London, and then from London, and instead of me saying, and I look back 2020, right? I should have told them to send them documents straight to me.
Mm.
But I didn't do that. I had them to send them to Bourgeois.
Mm.
And the documents were sent to Bourgeois while we're preparing to
Let me ask you something. Did Bourgeois suggest you send them to him, or y'all just thought about that without him saying anything about it?
Well, I thought, well, since he was really more familiar with Dr. York, and to make sure that things were going accordingly, I think that I might have said send the documents to Bourgeois.
Because you thought he was his son, because that's what he told you.
That's exactly right.
He's not related to him at all. He's not.
Okay, so in my defense, I'm thinking that this is it would be all right since they needed to work out the details, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when the documents were finished and passed from one place to the next, I never saw the documents until we got to Colorado.
Mm.
When it was time to execute the documents. The second part of the document was what Bourgeois and I worked on before we left Charlotte to leave to go to Colorado with my marshal.
So you met him originally where?
I met him originally in Philadelphia through my marshal, who said that there was someone that I needed to go to meet with in Philadelphia in regards to my position as the empress,
Who?
and that he was working on. Bourgeois was a liaison for First Republic.
Hmm.
Okay, he was working supposedly for Africa and North America to get the indigenous people back to their lands and the original people of the lands to be restored back to their original owners,
And did he
the
provide
original
any
people of
documents?
of the indigenous people. Yes.
And he provided documents of this too. Well, this guy clearly is a great scammer or something. You know, he used to do scam with my brother. You know, my brother Ayub. You know, rest in peace, Ayub. He passed. You know, in federal custody. He used to do scams with him. That's where he comes from. When my brother, him and my brother got caught doing what is it, credit card scams, or they were doing some kind of scams that they were doing, and him and my brother both got caught. My brother, they were offered 44 years. My brother ended up staying there and dying. Obviously, he was beat to death. He used to write me all the time. He told me that he was beat to death in prison. And Dushwa got out, and when he came out, he became the ambassador of the Nubian nation.
Right. Well, see, First Republic is known all over the world.
Okay.
And I don't know how he was able to convince First Republic to come in to be the liaison for North America.
The killer clown.
Okay. And identifying me as the rightful matriarch for this land over here. See, London got all the records of what belonged to us. All roads began and end in London. Okay. So I don't know how he wormed his way into the First Republic. I don't, he probably charmed his way in. Oh, he's a great advocator, blah, 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 right? But however he got in, then once he got in, then he probably did. I'm agree with you, young elder, that the killer clan.
Yeah, they have to help him. He ain't
They
that
had to help
him. Yeah, he ain't
it.
that.
Because the Rothschilds had to release the Lodiotar and stuff to where I probably was already at birth already. They already knew. They always know who the rightful people is on this land. And I was probably in the system. Let me tell you, I knew I was in London.
Then Pops write about you in one of his books saying that you was coming or something.
Yeah, but I want to go back. Before I get there, I gotta make sure to establish something. So if you give me a minute, please. Because when you don't tell the whole story the way it needs to, it leads people to their own conclusion.
Right.
And so you have to understand where my position came in at. He had to come get me because London had already knew who the rightful heir to this land was through the Rothschilds.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I know London, I always knew prior before any of this happened, because when I got sick, they had to send me somewhere. And the doctor was instructed not to touch me, that London instructed him where to send me to do. So
I have proof of him being a child molester right here.
Okay, so
paperwork.
The bottom line is, once Bourgeois was probably part of the killer clown and all this going on, when he was able to maneuver himself within the First Republic in the world court, and became whatever he was, a liaison person, which is no longer on the website anymore because of them finding out what he had done. Now we bring it up to what the question that you asked.
I have these documents. I have documents of him committing child molestation on a child 9 years old, under the name of Damian Pryor. It was presented to Athens Clark County Police Department, and it was swept under the rug. I literally have these documents right here.
Right.
And I'm not sure if y'all could see my screen or not.
I think everybody knows that Bourgeois is all that because that's all that's been spoken about. So we believe you and we know that, right? So what we're trying to get to is this release order for your father.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up
and getting clarity. Go back to the release orders.
I'm gonna go back to it. Big Mama, you said that this dude wrestles you down, like he wrestles you for the paperwork, and then he come right here on our YouTube and leave comments. Like, how's this dude still leaving? Where the hell is he? He leaving comments. He said he had the original documents. That's not the original. So that means that, like you said, he must have switched them out on you.
He switched them out when they sent the documents to him. And when it was time for me when we got to Colorado, is when I got the call from the judge, and the people in London were saying that Bourgeois was not allowed on the prison premises. That was about an hour before we was due to go get your father. That Bourgeois had started a riot and they had to call the National Guard in. And to get Bourgeois off of the properties and whoever else he bought with him. So he didn't disclose that to any of us. So that's when the throwdown happened. Okay. And so when I told him to give me the orders, and that me and my marshal was going to go and get your father, because I didn't want them to think that I was coming on the property with Bourgeois, because that would have been setting me and my marshal up with information we should have known about. He didn't tell us that there was an issue with him going on the prison property. And me and my marshal, we don't have we had standing to go on the prison property. He didn't. And he tried to use us as a front to start probably something else. And we didn't appreciate it. So I told him to give me the orders. I got the orders that he gave me in the DHL envelope that it came in, right? He went to his vehicle to get the orders out of there. And I went to the vehicle about maybe 3 minutes after he was in there. I don't know what he's doing in there. And then he handed me the documents. And then I handed it to my marshal. He snatched them out of my marshal's hand. And then that's when me and him started to toggle a little bit. And I said, "You gonna give me these documents?" And that's the document that you see. So I don't know what he took out of the package before I got to see anything. This is what I got from him. And this is what's been in my possession since then.
This is what I'm trying to figure out, Big Mama. Okay, so he got the original shit, and when they look it up on the sovereignty thing to see if it's like listed.
Yeah, I researched it. I researched this document because, I wanted to see if there was an order released for my dad, because I'd never seen this document before. So I researched it, me and my mom, we researched the document and couldn't find the document at all.
Right.
Anything that is, notarized or has any seals on it is registered with of course, the sovereign international courts, or, it would be documented somewhere.
Right.
but there
And
was no
see,
document of it at all.
you know, one or two things happened. Like he said, he took the original document. So what else was with the document? That's the question, right? And then was he supposed to take the documents and register them with the
Yeah,
world court?
that's what he's
And
supposed
he
to do.
did,
Yeah,
and he didn't.
yeah. As soon as he got them documents, he shot out of another
That's
whole
correct.
country. And then and he said now he's saying he got the originals.
Right.
And those documents they supposed to have been put on record, and then
Yes.
you be able to see it then. But I believe that he got paid off by the Killer Clowns to skip fucking time, man. Like he was already working for him, doing from IU going all the way back to R. Kelly. They've been watching this nigga. You know
Yeah.
what
The
I'm saying?
document, yeah, he's involved
He a
in
pirate.
yeah, he's been involved even with that R. Kelly case. You know, his whole purpose is, you know, he goes around destroying powerful black men. That's what it seems like to me. You know,
Yeah.
just from what I've been paying attention to with this guy. And no matter how many children he molests, how many women he beat on, this man is still able to run free and do all of what he's doing because obviously he either works for them or works with them or something, because some of this does not make any sense to me.
Well, all I know is this.
I'm going to get some more tea.
The documents that was given to me, and that is what I have in my possession with the original envelope that supposedly this document came in. Okay. And it did. So whatever he took out of there before was given to me. I'm just now learning about that this document is he got the original document. So now y'all can see that what he did with me and what he did with this document, and that I gave this document was under my, once that went sour in Colorado, I kept the documents in my possession and gave it to the trustee until Rod asked me for the release papers, and that's what I gave him because that's what I have.
That's what I think, Big Mama. I think that this nigga, the Killer Clowns, knew about you. They knew about your bloodline. They knew who you was. They knew this is one way we could get Malachi out if we tried it.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to beat us to the punch. They fucking got what they call a looking glass, a 32 degree, where they can look and see shit. And so they hate you. Got Bible is their number one worst enemy out of anybody that ever walked on this land. He their number one worst enemy. So they went all the way out. They broke all kind of laws and rules to go down, take Bible down, even in court.
Yeah. I mean,
so I was being used as a pawn.
That's a fact.
Although my rightful position is not in question.
Mm-hmm.
Because they always knew who I was even before I came into understanding. And I find it very odd now that I think about it, that once I got the book with the Lodial title from the Rothschilds,
I was going to say
I got it in July the 19th. That July, August, September, October. When was that document dated?
What, the Lodial title?
No.
Or this document. That document.
That document.
November,
that was November, right?
11th.
11/11. Good God, y'all. It was a ritual. Let's see. July, August, September, October, November. 4 months later, here's this document, and that as soon as I got in my seat, that they did that Bourgeois talk about Dr. York while I'm over in Egypt getting the judge's seals and all that on everything that was given back through the Rothschild.
Do you have a copy of the Lodial title?
I do.
To show? Because
yes,
I was looking at that allodial title, which is registered, which is definitely legit. For anybody who's of question of this title, of ownership of the land. What I've noticed is there were names on there that I was like, okay, let me start researching who these other people are that are also on the allodial title. Of course, douchebag put himself on the allodial title as well.
Well, he put his name on the allodial title to whatever your father.
Right.
Yeah.
Which originally belonged to my father. Yes. But what I thought was pretty interesting was there was a name on there, but I wasn't sure if the person is deceased or not, because I haven't researched because of the age. But I believe that this person might have been a descendant of them. Oh, I don't know if I should be saying it, but it was George Floyd was also a name on the allodial title.
That he had transferred from your father?
No. When you look at the allodial title, there's a list of different names on there.
Okay.
And when you look at the different names on there before, because I didn't just look at what's on my father, I was looking at the whole document. And what I thought was really interesting was that there was a man up there also named George Floyd. And I was like, they literally murdered somebody named George Floyd publicly in front of people and no one did anything about it. And I don't know if maybe that person might have been an heir and didn't know, or maybe he could have been a junior or a sir or something like that. But if you look at the document, that name is on the document. Take a look at it. I kid you not, because I said it to my mom. I said, "Wait a minute, this look a little strange here. Let me see if I could."
I'm pulling up my allodial title.
Yeah, take a look at it. Take a look at it. Because I started to question all the people that's on there. Because you gotta when you got property like that, you start to question. You have to start questioning things.
Okay, well, I've been ordered to stop the conversation right there. Okay, so I can't, when people call me on my phone and I'm live and they tell me to do something, I have to do it. So I have to stop it. The allodial title is fine to show.
Yeah, you might need to look at that.
Okay.
Look at it.
Yeah,
or maybe not make it. Maybe don't publicize. I get what they're probably saying.
Okay.
Don't publicize it.
All right. I've been ordered, but the only thing that I will show you that my allodial title before signing is what I'm trying to move you over.
Yeah, no, but you're right. For the safety of anybody else that could be on there, it probably should not be put up there. You're correct.
No,
you're correct.
Not anymore. I mean, let me go somewhere else with this.
And when you look at people's
sharing my
face
screen.
When you start looking at people who they connected to.
I stopped. Give me a second. I took it down. All is well. I've been ordered. I can show the allodial title.
Oh, that you can? Okay.
Yeah, I can.
But let's be limited on not showing everybody.
I've been ordered. Don't discuss the names anymore.
Oh, okay.
I can only show you what's on my allodial title. Don't match
that's
what
fine.
you're
Don't
saying.
discuss everybody else. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Because I'm still, like I said, I'm still doing my research because that's my thing. I be researching everything.
Okay. So I'm gonna show the allodial title when it was first presented to make sure everything was right before they actually got everything together.
And then the thing is, if this was given to chiefs that were people that obviously were heirs to chiefs or anything, I'm like, this man looked like an OMAC.
You have to don't talk about that right now, okay? For your safety, all right, and mine. All right, so I'm sharing my allodial title, right? This is the I'm not showing the allodial title that I showed in TikTok. Okay, I'm just showing you the allodial title that don't have my allodial title don't have these people's names on it.
Right, this is just yours.
It only has mine.
Yeah.
Okay. It only has mine. Okay.
Yeah. I
This
mean,
is
well, that's yours, yeah, but
yeah.
like I said, that list.
So we just I just wanted to make that clear that whatever you saw beyond what you saw that belonged to what is in my name for the people, because that's what I issued the allodial title in the people's name, not mine. I'm just the sovereign, as you can see, my title, everybody, on the allodial title, it says that I'm the senior national of the Shillelagh Cherokee Nation. Okay. And that and my role is to make sure, and I'm also the exchanger of the trust. And I put the allodial title issued by the people to the people. And so this is on behalf of the people. And even though I could have put it as the heir, okay, it's a kingdom that we all are part of. And because we are part of the whole, I was being thoughtful enough to recognize that this land belongs to more than me, but I have the bloodline to be able to make the claim. If that makes sense to anybody. So all this nonsense about this goes back to 1540, which squashed everything that happened after that. And so my bloodline goes deeper, way back, and he's got more to do with the celestial side of the bloodline of the caretakers and the people that can be trusted to make this and make the correction. I'm gonna say that one more time. I'm one of the ones who have appeared, and the reason why I wanted to say what I needed to say, I wanted to go somewhere with this. Let me pull that down. Okay, give me a second here. I wanted to send you, wanted to pull this up on the screen as it relates to your father, Uma, and the people who love your father. And I'm gonna tell you what he did in relations to his work. And this is gonna solidify about what he wrote in the book about someone was gonna come and get him. So let me resume sharing my screen.
Yeah, I decided to, look up the document, and I know, they don't want no one to speak about certain names and stuff, but anyone that looks at that document, because through the sovereign, the certified sovereign listing,
yeah,
it's definitely the second name on there. Pay attention, look at it, look at the name on there. I don't think that's a coincidence. No, not on your thing. I'm talking about the actual the one registered. Yes, the one registered. Yes, I've been researching it. I've been looking because I see your name up there. Definitely.
Right.
And what city was that dude killed in?
Huh?
What city did they do that in? Was that like Michigan or something? Where was that?
No, that's in London.
No, I'm talking about the dude. No, the dude we talking about. What
Floyd George? Floyd George? I'm not sure. Wasn't that in New York?
Oh, man,
I'm not sure. But they said don't talk about it. Let's not talk about it. But I just want to mention. I just wanted to mention that.
Right, and I think you mentioned it is good enough because it's on record that you saw it. Anybody who heard it,
it's on record. Yeah,
okay.
It's on record that they could research it and they'll see it themselves. It's still there. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, then they can go and look at it. But I've been instructed
not to say anything.
right, not to have the
Yeah.
conversation. So can we
Who's
not?
going to North Carolina?
Yeah, no, we can leave it alone.
Yeah, okay. So
I'm gonna go grab me some tea.
okay,
Because
that's
my
great.
throat is slowly
Well,
going.
hurry up, go grab your tea and
Yes.
come back because I got something I want to show you about
Okay.
your father from the aspect of what it has to do with me.
Okay, I'll be right back. But
All
y'all can
right.
keep going, keep going.
All right. Let me pull up all right. My throat getting a little heavy too, but I can wait. You know that can't nobody fix my tea like me. I need something for my throat. As you can see, my throat is hoarse. So I'll get something yeah, that'd be fine for right now. And I'll fix me some tea afterwards for my throat, for my voice. Okay, thank you. I wouldn't do that. A lady don't do that.
That dude was born in North Carolina. That's crazy.
We're gonna deal with this from now the spiritual aspect of why everything what this has to do with me is beyond bourgeois. But you shared your screen a while ago about where bourgeois took the original documents from me and deceived me. And
Yep.
I wouldn't have never known had I not bought them out to give to Rod, and it went in the public. Okay,
Yep. He
it
fingered
proves
himself.
it proves that he's the one that held up everything, and that it could have gone off like it was supposed to. Had I had the documents and full disclosure about him was given to me prior before. I think things would. Now, do I think otherwise? I don't. I think that he did what he came to do and was hired to do, was to be deceitful towards me because he knew that I was the one that was supposed to get him out. And the clowns did too. So if the world needs to go look for bourgeois, it's time to go look for bourgeois. Because at this point, my case and point has been made that when he said that it would be me, then it's definitely going to solidify what I'm getting ready to say right now. And bourgeois is the one that's holding up everything. So Dr. Malachi's name, just like all the rest, Muhammad and all the other prophets that have come into this realm to do the work that needed to be done. And so I want people to look at stuff from a metaphysical point. He said, through the prophet Malachi, the Lord addressed the jewels The L was knocked out for Jews. We were known as jewels. Declining commitment to God, which was the matriarch.
I see.
Because God is the metma, right? Everybody know that he was telling everybody who God is. Not was, but is. God is a woman. And he wrote many books that described who God was, and it wasn't masculine. It was feminine. And people were mad. Now I'm getting ready to put it all together for everybody. Now I've got my chance to tell y'all from the perspective, from the fruit of the Spirit. Dr. Malachi came down to give and to set the record straight, to tell the melanated woman and the women who they are. And it wasn't a man. And they got mad at him because he was telling the secret. And they didn't want him to tell the secret who God is. And so there was a whole lot of people conspiring against him. They just happened to use the little people like those little teenagers. I want everybody to take sit back and let me just bring it home to everybody. He did his work. He told the women who they are. He put the thing in the women. He put everything in the woman's hands. And he got them to get right, just like the Nation of Islam. They got all the women, and they get ready to know who they are. They're the gods. The patriarch system is done. He came down to make sure that it was going to be done. And it was hidden in what they call the Bible, which is the basic instructions before leaving earth. That's what Bible means. Basic instructions before leaving earth. He goes on to say, in the word of the Lord, that God instructed him, her, covenant people to return to her. Not to return to him, but return to her by bringing her their tithes and offerings and greater faithfulness. And that she promised to bless and protect those who did so. That's the way it's supposed to read. Malachi 3:7-12. So this is March. And this was the week that a whole lot of stuff's supposed to happen. The 7th through the 12th. I got this 2 hours before coming on this call. He gave instructions in Malachi that y'all got to switch to the matriarch. And even if he got out, and when he gets out, he meant for this to happen. Go read it the way it's supposed to be read, like I just read it to you. His job was done. He told the secret, and they wanted to stop him. So I'm going to read it to you one more time. Through the prophet Malachi, the Lord addressed the jewels, Jewels. And if you put the L back in there, you got the L's, the gods. Decode this. They was declining commitment to God because they turned to a foreign God and told the melanated woman and brought her down to the patriarch system, and that's where they turned. And that's what happened to our society. They cloaked us as Jews, and then they put a white face of those other looking faces on it to disguise that the Jews was us. So because you turn into a patriarch system, you turn from God and turned your God in from feminine to masculine and call him a he. And so the Lord instructed her covenant to the people to return back to her, return back to the empress, the matriarch, and bringing her their tithes and offering. Not the preacher, not none of the churches that have been robbing the empress of her tithes and offering, because she needs them to take care of the kingdom. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. And the tithes and the offerings with great faithfulness that she promised to be blissful, and protect those who did so. March the 7th through the 12th. Y'all better get your butts together. Now, this is going to solidify. This is page 21 of the History of Banking. And this is where my banking seals come in, that your redemption is with the matriarch system as the empress. It says that the legends of a shadow power behind the scenes, we talking about them clams, behind the scenes called the Illuminati. Now you're talking about bourgeois working with the clowns, has long flourished in the West. I'm coming from the East. This may be how it started. 1200 to 1300 AD. Queen Roro Kador, a beautiful illuminated being. She literally shines up a room and never grows old. Marries the king of Solo. She promised to always protect the kingdom and return when needed. Her descendants takes the name of Chakra Nigri. Let me go back to this allodial title. And there it is. Her Excellency, Empress Chakra Rareberg the Phoenix, Nigrant. So everybody out in your physical and your masculine and all that, I'm telling you, I'm bringing you home to where it is right now. He did his work. He told us who we are as women. And y'all still missing the point. That he had already told us who we are, and that this land was to be returned back through the matriarch. That's my work. My work is to stay focused on this, because he paved the way for you all to know who that person is, or that spirit is, and that spirit is the empress. Because this is not about me and trying to control and everybody. I'm here to do a work through this foundation. You see it up here. It says foundation, y'all. Right there. I'm working through a foundation. I'm not working through myself. I'm working through the First Republic Foundation as a humanitarian to get the people back their stuff through this foundation. So this is a spiritual aspect of who I am. I don't get caught up in that physical aspect of people and all that emotion and stuff. I'm here to do a job, do a work, not a job. I'm here to do a work through the foundation. I've been found trustworthy. I come back every 26,000 years, as it says I do. So now you see the word chakra nigrant. That's me. The Rothschild showed me in this book. They gave it to me. And they said they want me to read it. It's about commerce and being breeded back through this bloodline to get the work done. So anybody who's been trying to breed my blood and my DNA codes just failed. So anybody that's been breeding, trying to get it, it didn't happen. It's already happened. I'm already here. And I've been here since 1967 in the physical. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So whatever has happened, he came to tell us, and he told us. And he warned everybody that it was going to be somebody to come and liberate not only probably him, but he probably was talking about liberating you all from what has happened. I'm here in spirit and in truth. And I'm here to execute. And the execution is going to take place in April. Whether anybody wants to or not, it's going to do what it do. So this matriarch system has to be put back in place so that all the rest of the matriarchs can get in place and get where they need to be. We got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do to bring everything back in alignment and back in order. And I'm here to bring order. I'm here to bring truth. Now, what Bourgeois did with them papers, y'all need to go find out where he at and get them damn papers so that I can execute them. I'm still willing to execute them, but the paperwork has to be given back and registered so that it can be executed. And that's what he did. He stopped the execution of the paperwork.
Can we get some new ones drawn up?
First of all, taking them from me and then not registering the paperwork.
Hey, Big Mama.
Yes.
Like I say, like was just saying, like, can we like
Just
cut
get
him
some
out
notes.
the whole deal to where we ain't gotta worry about him?
Right, that's just too much.
We do it again and like get it filed, or do we gotta have an ambassador or whatever position that he was in? Do we gotta have somebody else in that same position to get the shit redone or whatever? That's what we're trying to figure out, the process of how did what was Bourgeois supposed to do, and can we just get somebody else to do it?
Bourgeois wasn't supposed to do nothing.
Okay.
Bourgeois name ain't even on those orders.
So,
look back at the orders.
So can we get a new one processed?
I asked.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna tell you what was said to me. And I asked the notary, Paul, because I mean everybody else is probably working on the stuff. I can't even get in contact with them, right? Because they probably doing no higher up level stuff that right now they probably can't come out of wherever they are.
Well, I text Paul, and I actually got in touch with Paul.
I did too.
And he told me that anything Bourgeois did was null and void.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned about the allodial title that was supposed to be in my dad's name originally.
Okay.
And in regards to this document now, I'm still waiting in response to certain things.
Okay, well, let me read you this, okay? I'm gonna read everybody this. For the record, let me find my telegram. All right. I'm gonna go back up here. That says, it's on the 7th. I said, hi, Paul. I said, could you contact Alvin Long to see if he can resend or send me an updated orders for the release of Dr. York?
Mm-hmm.
He replies to me, he says, greetings, Empress. I don't know if that could be possible. I have not spoken with him for many years, and even before we were in Cairo together. It was Lord Gray that spoke with him, and even back then, so I'm not sure. However, the order of release is fine as it is.
Mm-hmm.
I went back, my communication was, my response, it seems that Bourgeois may have taken something out of the envelope, but not sure what was in the package that he received versus what he gave me.
Mm-hmm.
He responds back, I don't think so, but with him, you never know. And then that was the end of that conversation that relates to that.
So everyone knows that this man is a fraud and they're just letting it happen then? That doesn't make
No,
sense. If the paperwork was never processed through the court system, that means that the paperwork can be remade so it can be processed.
thank you.
So if he doesn't want to process the document, there's something I read about that.
I didn't say he didn't say he didn't want to. He said it wasn't necessary. So
Pause.
you answered the remedy.
So
So
like you,
what was the remedy?
so
The
do we gotta
remedy was to take the document and have it recorded at the world's court.
Right.
And
But
then because you said that was what was, you looked in the world's court and you didn't see the document there.
yeah, it wasn't there. It wasn't listed
Okay,
at all.
how do we get
so
there?
if
How do we get
Bourgeois got the original document, and I don't know what was in there and what was out with this special order, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't know what was else in the package, because it seems like to me that Bourgeois only gave me a piece of what was in the envelope.
So doesn't he have a copy of it, considering he notarized it? He
I
should have
would
a copy. He should have a copy of any document that he notarized legally. He should.
He should, and this is what he said to me. I was asking him about some documents, to amend some documents in regards to that situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said that his computer crashed, and everything that was on his computer back in 2019 was lost. And he was, and I said to him, I said, so you mean to tell me you don't have a copy of the documents that Bourgeois recorded
Mm-hmm.
at all? And he told me, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, that sounds like he
Oh,
found.
so this is what I found extremely fishy to begin with. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
What I thought was really interesting was, why is anybody allowing this man to put his name on documentations without asking him for documentation of proof who he is?
Right.
So, like, for example, if someone said, hey, you're really Dr. Malachi Z. York's daughter, or Isa Muhammad Al Hadi Al Mati, I'm gonna say, yeah, here's my birth certificate. And here's some pictures of us together, if that makes you, or if that sits well with you.
Yeah.
All of this stuff is not making sense to me. It's like it give me feeling like, people are either intentionally sabotaged, or
Yeah.
maybe this is, or something's missing. Something's not making sense to me. And you know,
Okay,
something my
well,
father
let me,
always said to me is make it make sense. And right
right.
now,
The only thing
even
that I
his
will,
his
right.
response is still not making any sense to me. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you're gonna be putting it together in a minute.
Hey, I think some too. Like I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody says a tape where Baba called Duce his son. Now this is the thing. I think when Baba saw Baba didn't know that he probably had an idea that he's probably doing something funny, but I don't think he really know when he said that. I think he saw what Deucewa was doing. He said, "Oh yeah, Deucewa helped." At one point, he looking like out from he in prison though, so he really don't. He just seeing
That's
what's.
something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. No, that's a all of
I
these
think
people
it
that
happened. Let
claim
me
no
tell
no
you
no
when I,
all these people that claim to say that my father's claiming all these people as his kids, that's a damn lie. This man got over 100 kids. We don't claim other people. That we don't do that in our family. It's enough of us for us to even keep track of our own birthdays. So for us to just be adding on extra people is just redundant. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
anybody and anyone dealing with documentation, and you're talking about with this much land, or just even dealing with someone's life, you would think that they would have enough common sense to do research before just signing and sealing and doing all this stuff. Because if not, to me, that shows me that that's more fraud.
Okay, so let me tell you what I think on that, Uma, which I think the same thing. But remember, Bourgeois was able to come and become a liaison in the First Republic and have access to information.
Where's it? So that means that he gave people this document. Where's that document? I need to see that document then. Because that means that no one dissected this document. Because if he's going around with the name Douchois and using the name Douchois York, even though his name is Damian Pryor or Basil Muhammad, then there's some, it was fraud committed from the beginning and no one
Nobody's arguing with you. Nobody, everybody's agreeing with you, Uma.
I know, but I'm just getting irritated.
Where did the fraud begin?
Obviously with the name. That's right. The fraud begins
and
with the
then
name.
he gained access to the First Republic as a liaison. So he
but then
through Malachi, through her dad.
Yeah.
Through what you mean through my dad? How?
Yeah, like he used your dad's name, and tied his name to him to say, "Oh, it." So he can trick everybody else to think that he was down with him or something.
Yeah.
How did everybody? So this is crazy. I mean, and to me, I don't know.
Okay, like for me,
I don't know.
I never knew your father, right?
Hey, tell us what you think.
Wait a minute. Let me say this.
Why is everybody being tricked? No one's asking for some proof of documentation before they sign. First of all, when you notarize something, you're supposed to show your ID. You're supposed to show proof. So this man is able to finesse people like this without people asking for documents. That's crazy.
Whatever Bourgeois used, apparently it was enough to convince folks. Because let me tell you this. Just like Bourgeois came to me, I don't know your father. I never knew anything about him. I didn't know about who Bourgeois was as far as that connection and all that, because that never came up until after I had received my documents and all, right? But I'm saying, like, stay right here for a minute. Like for me, I didn't know Bourgeois. I didn't know his story. I never knew about your father. He never talked to me about your father till Egypt came up. While we was in Egypt was the first time I heard your father. So between the time that I met Bourgeois all the way up to me going to Egypt, he never said anything about your father, no history about nothing, Nubians, nothing.
So y'all would just, I guess, random friends or something? I'm lost.
No, I was my marshal.
Oh, okay. And that's somebody and that's someone that's in Philly?
No, he's down here in Georgia and South Carolina now, but he's originally from Philly. What I'm saying to you, my marshal has been my marshal way before now. And that he was my marshal heard about him through another another person that was telling him about the liaison person from London that was helping to get the indigenous people back their stuff.
So the
He
people,
became,
so wait.
he befriended First Republic first.
So
in the world court.
he befriended your marshals first.
No.
Okay.
He befriended the First Republic as a liaison to do the work.
Without having help from the
is that are we talking about Chief Black Bear?
Why do you have to like be
direct?
Sometimes Oma,
because I'm trying to make it make sense. I'm trying to dice because
you know what?
This is my father's life on the line. Okay, so I'm really I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not coming at you or anything. I'm just I'm not coming at you. I'm trying to figure things out because this is how my brain just works.
You when you figure it out, I've told you everything that I know, right? It's not my job to help do this figuring out. I was bought into this.
That's what I'm doing.
Right. I was about, listen, Oma, I need you to calm down so you can hear me.
Okay.
I was bought into this blindly.
Okay.
And bought into blindsidedly and manipulated.
I can see.
Okay, so my path has not been for this. Totally for all that has happened before me, in between, and after, right? I was bought into this blindly. And the only thing that I was bought into blindly was when I agreed to get those orders for your father.
Yeah.
Without full disclosure.
And I still appreciate you. Don't take this no way. I
really would like to hear somebody say that I made the effort to say that I was bought into this blindly, and Joshua is sitting with orders that was not recorded. Now, if the orders are still good, then I'm waiting to speak with who I'm needing to speak with, right? We ain't calling no names.
Yeah.
And that I've agreed to whatever it is that person needs me to do and need my seals, I will do that. I'm saying that if the orders need to be recorded, I know you do, but you have to understand, I want to help you to help get him out. But you have to understand that if we figured out that these orders are still good and all it needs to be is recorded, then the person that can do that, that could help me get those orders recorded.
Right, of course.
Yeah. Okay, well that's the plan that should take place, since you don't have to figure it out. You answered your own question and how to do it. Because you said you checked the world court and it wasn't registered. Okay, then that's where it needs to happen at.
So we just gotta get another document, obviously, or
no, this document is good enough.
But it's outdated. But it's outdated.
It's not outdated, because this document is good as it was when it was created.
Okay. It just wasn't.
There should be an explanation.
So you're saying because it wasn't processed that it can be processed. But I mean, my question is, okay, if it's not the original document and the guy doesn't have the original document.
We got documentation. Pull that line feed back up. See, a lot of evidence can be put into the world court regarding this document, and why it may or may not be the original, and why it still needs to be recorded, and what happened to the original document. Pull up that line feed. See, I'm about remedy. I'm not about staying into the problem.
Hey, what's that, Big Mama?
Where he went in your line feed and said what he said.
Oh yeah, where he got the. Okay, I got you. I
Okay,
got
pull
you.
that up.
All right, I got you. Yeah, we got him on it. Steer to the right. I mean,
So
and
that's evidence that whatever, if I don't have the original document, that this document would stand as the original document that was taken from me,
Oh,
from him.
so like
That
what we saying is like
an
him,
affidavit can be done.
yeah, and just so we could just cut him completely out. We trying to like we ain't got
I
time
right,
to
never,
look for the
right.
guy.
I never
We
tried
don't
to
need
go
him.
back through him to get anything.
Right. We don't need this clown. Okay.
Right. So
We
let's
do
just
not need this
let's
clown.
get off of Duswa now.
Yeah, please, please.
Okay. But
Please.
I'm not gonna sit here in the public and
But
tell everything.
but you know what is what was very important, the at least the public got the opportunity to see that, there was that all of these victims or quote unquote victims
Look, something
that
just
we
came across my
recanted their
line.
statements.
Yeah, something just came across my line feed saying it's still an official document.
That
I'm looking at my connections and they're telling me. So calm down.
so we need to I mean, I know people, I'm just adamant about getting my father out. My father's been sitting in jail for going on 22 years now. Literally, it's about to be 22 years. I mean, so I just,
And I'm walking.
Between that and what I'm dealing with the family itself, his sister committing her
I'm not
fraud,
gonna
and
hold. I'm not gonna hold
what I'm
that
saying, it's a
weight on.
lot. It's a
I know
lot.
it is. You holding the
A lot.
weight. I'm not gonna hold the weight.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna.
I got
I'm gonna because
that's
my
my
weight
father.
needs to be light so that I can be able to exercise whatever I need to without it stressing me. And I'm gonna.
Right.
My health is important with everything else that's going on. So there's a plan. So
I
now
just,
we have a plan. I don't want to talk about the past.
I just at this
I know
point,
you just
I'm
wanna,
moving
and I
forward
just
on trying
wanna.
to do what I gotta
I
do
know
to.
you just
No, I
wanna.
just want to get my father out.
I know
That's
that's what you want,
it.
and I hear you.
That's it.
Okay, Uma. Okay,
I
now
just,
let's move to the next. The plan of care and the plan of action. Let's move from that to get that done.
I just, I just want to say for everybody watching, anybody that's seen, just the basic documents that was, shown, the recanted statements, please, clear my father's name. Y'all see that it was already posted, even in, on newspapers, articles and stuff. I've shown y'all that, at people's signatures, so I really just,
There
I
you
can't.
go. There you go.
I can't, because in my eyes, I look at when I go down the street and I look at an old man, 75 years old, 85, and I'm thinking about how old my father is. You know what I mean? And just looking at the potential state that he could be in, it does stress me a bit, because this is a part of he's a part of me. Heck, he created me, so I have an emotional attachment to him, and I have an emotional attachment to the actual situation, especially because it was done with, COINTELPRO and with his own family, and then on top of that, I was dragged down by his organization, you know what I mean? And all I did was try my best as a youngin, to try to get to help my father, and not knowing even how to live in this world, had to learn how to live in this world, had to put myself in the system to take myself out the system. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot. I dealt with a lot. So now I'm just at the point where I wish you would just please take that document off the screen right about now, because I'm annoyed off that document. Listen, we could go back to something else.
Let's go back to the screen itself. There you go. So let's have some therapy. Okay, Uma, I want you to take 10 deep breaths. Yeah, just really,
9.
for 1 minute, don't talk. I want you to breathe in 10 deep breaths for me, please. You're not breathing. I can tell. I want you to
Yeah,
do that. You moved your body. I need you to
I
breathe.
know, right? Boy.
Through your nose, do it. Through your nose
And out the mouth. I know.
and out the mouth. 10
I do
times.
this 9 times.
No, not 10 times, please. Blow it all the way out your mouth. Your breathing has to be corrected. Keep going. Deep breath.
This is like therapy at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Please let it. See, there you go. You won't let it go.
No, I got this. I got to do mine a different way. This. I deal with
Well, whatever it is, but you have to like calm. The calmness is
rose water, boy. Gotta.
Yeah, the calmness and coming back center.
Just clear my head,
And
boy.
because the emotional aspect of your father being locked up will not help you with the remedy, because you keep bringing the emotional part in it. And the good news is that I'm not emotional about it. So we can move forward with, if you would come to the center with me.
I'm here. It's just that I'm trying to make stuff make sense. So when things don't make sense to me, I'm kind of like a pit bull. I try to figure out how to make it make sense.
Okay, well, you keep on trying to figure it out, and I done gave you the remedy.
No. We not now. Not now.
It doesn't.
I'm over that.
Sometime, Oma, what I could say to you, I've lived long enough to know sometime it ain't in the intellectual that we know the answer to stuff. Intellectual your intellectual sometimes don't work in the spirit realm. And I'm gonna say that one more time. And I want you to hear me. Sometimes you can't intellectual think something and figure out something with your intellect. Intellect don't get you through the door in the spiritual realm to get the answer that you desire. You can't think your way through something. Some things you have to let it be in the spirit realm that you get your answer, and not through your own intellectual property.
Okay. And you know what? And I do believe in spirit, in which I am a priest. So, just certain things definitely still, tweaks my nerve as a, as me, the me.
Yeah.
So, well, and that's the reason why I had to get.
I'm trying to say something.
That's why I had to get crowned to
right.
The spirit that I'm crowned to right now.
I'm trying to be Mama Rare Bird to your little butt.
Now, I understand, but you know what it is? I've been in the streets.
I know you have.
I've been by myself.
Let me embrace
I've been thrown to the wolves.
I know, but I'm not. Don't talk about what other people have done to you, because I haven't done that to you.
And I know you're not.
I know. So what I'm saying is, give me an opportunity to show you that I'm not one of those people.
Right.
And so I want you to embrace my energies.
I am. I haven't shut out yet. I haven't shut out.
I know you haven't. Yeah, but I want you to let go of what all the other people have done.
I'll show you why.
Let it go. Because I'm not going to do to you what other people have done to you.
Of course not.
Okay?
Yeah, I know.
So please bring that and embrace that's in front of you now, that I'm not going to do what other people have done to you and your father.
No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are.
I didn't say you did, but I'm saying if you just embrace the newness of somebody that really is not going to do that, and just leave all the other stuff that everybody's done to you behind.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Okay. Just leave it behind. We're in
I was just exposing them on here anyway, so.
Yeah. And you know what? I hope that makes you feel better. So now that we can be in the remedy and be in this right now is what really matters. It's the here and the now. that
Yes.
brought you to this point.
You're right. And I apologize, as you know, for even getting hot-headed and just
Okay.
being my self. It's just I've always been on defense, you know, since my father's been
You
incarcerated.
don't have to be anymore. Let it go.
Ashe.
You're in a different place, in a different room with a different being.
Yeah, Ashe.
That, you know, I don't have anything against anybody at this point, and it wouldn't serve the whole any good for me to be anything but a light. Okay, and a
Ashe.
person light that can be used to remedy the issue. It's not a problem, it's an issue.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna move from a space of being a victim, being frustrated, and all that is gone now. It's washed away. Embrace this, embrace the new energy. Let the new come in and circulate through you so that we can get this done and see where it goes. I
Yeah.
came into this blindly.
Mm.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. And then people, you know, it's bad that there's so many bad people in this world, you know.
It don't matter. We got some good ones, and I'm
Yeah.
one of them.
Ashe. And I'm definitely one of them.
Okay,
Hey,
so let's
Uma
be
just in Walmart. She in
yeah.
Walmart. So hey, look.
Let the greatness now take over.
Definitely.
Hey, we about to get ready to set it down though, Big Mama, cause but we gonna come back though. We gonna this ain't. I don't think we got the niggas we need to clap. I feel like I'm missing some niggas on the list. I feel like
Well, I tell you what, this is what I prefer, young elder.
Mhm.
And this is a request of you.
Mhm.
Let it be a private battle. Don't let it be public.
What do you mean?
In other words, enough has been displayed that everybody knows the truth, right? And you don't have to. Enough has been displayed, Uma. I'm just saying, in general, that everybody got the gist of. Probably people have not seen anything like what you presented tonight, right?
Yeah,
Young
definitely.
elder, you got the list of folks that you need to deal with, right?
Man.
And this is a non-public action that need to be taken.
We ain't talking about putting no like choking niggas out of nothing. We just want to see what
I
you want
know
to talk to.
I'm not
Talk
saying
to.
I'm not
Yeah.
telling you what to do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you how to do it. Ain't what you do is how you do a thing.
Mhm.
Just think about how you proceed. That's the only requirement that I'm asking you.
Okay.
To think about it and how to proceed and what would be the best plan of action, how you want to proceed. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you it is not what you do, is how you do a thing.
But really, I ain't got to come at nobody. Really, I just want us to go ahead, take this paperwork where we need to take it to and get it going. Like, so
Okay.
once Bobby get out, all the niggas
Okay,
that
and
came
what
out,
about everything
stop
else
in.
that's going on too simultaneously? While we're working on that, what are other things that are going on? Does anybody mentioned other things that are going on?
So like right now, what's going on is one of the attorneys that keep
I'm not
presenting
talking
himself.
about that
Oh, okay,
because
what?
we already know about the attorneys.
I'm
Okay,
like, wait, I'm like, what?
okay, we got this thing going on with Dr. York, but other humanitarian things are going on in the realm of things too.
Oh, well, I
Is
have a youth
everybody want to
development.
be focused on one thing when we got other things that are going on that's going to end other stuff that's going on, the conjure.
Okay.
We got the coordination going on. You can't be so caught up in just this that other stuff is not addressed, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
There are other good stuff going on while we waiting to do this other stuff. So I'm saying you need to keep a balance.
Yeah,
Don't just talk about, get free and Dr. York when the Empress is here, done read y'all what he said for y'all to do. It ain't all about just him, but it's all about the other work that he had told us, and that needs to be addressed. And nobody seems to be wanting to do that too much. You're still stuck in the patriarch way of things. And I'm telling you all that he had told y'all the remedy as to how to help our people.
Yeah, we on that, but this specific tape was to clap the niggas.
Right. I'm just saying, I'm just mentioning. Yeah, I'm not saying this particular, but I'm just saying to be reminded to everybody that he's had a greater work that he had already mentioned as well. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am. We take their words of wisdom. Like, I'm on it. Like,
Yeah.
say, yeah, I ain't out. I don't stick on shit too long. Like, once I get all of it down and get it figured out, we go to the next thing.
Yeah.
Like I say, this tape was specifically,
Yeah.
you came on here to put niggas' head, lay them on a chopping block, drop the fucking hammer off. That's what that was all about. Yeah, we got, because they've been playing too long, and then there's some niggas, even after they recanted statement, they still campaigning this shit, making money off of
basically
making money off of talking shit about the master teachers, and they really already been proven as liars. Like, so that's what we saying. Like, we got. I listen to you, big mama. You know, I love you. I'm gonna listen to what you say. Like,
Yeah.
so I ain't gonna really go too hard on this, but I'm gonna be investigating back.
No, I want you to go hard on what you need to go hard on. I'm not telling you to soften your ass up by no means. Okay.
Yeah, I just trying to turn me into a Martin Luther King. Now, I'm more like Malcolm X.
I'm
more like a Malcolm X.
I'm saying just this when as you're proceeding to have a great plan of care, a plan of action.
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna move smooth, but like, I'm gonna do what you say, big mama.
Okay, they want to know what your cash app is, young elder, if you could.
I ain't gotta. Don't send me nothing. Hey, send it to you. I'm good.
Send it to Uma tonight, everybody.
I got
those who want to do the donate to the coronation and the reunion. I see that Goddess Carbon Stars keep putting that in the chat. But Uma, what is your cash app?
I got it already in the chat.
It's in the chat?
Yes, in the chat already. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so. But I want to let everybody know that
Carbon Star.
I want to let everybody know that any of their donations is being donated to my youth development programs. So I do appreciate all donations that do come through. I do have youth development programs that I do. So it helps young children, youth that are in the streets. Because I've been in the streets, I do go out my way to help young girls that are suffering and going through things. So just so people know. And if, you don't want to donate your money, I have a clothing line where that money also goes to helping the youth and not just here in America, also in other countries when I can, so.
And the only donations that I'm accepting right now is for the tribal reunion. And they've got that information. It's in the chat. What reunion? Where you been? Let me pull it up. Yeah, there's a tribal reunion that's taking place on April the 6th, and the coordination for me is April the 7th. And so let me get that information. I'll just pull it up on the screen.
Hey, hold on, big mama. I'm gonna let you share yours. I gotta let you share your screen.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it up for you.
This is all clothing that I make, which are also which are donated as well and processed.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can I share my screen now?
I'm gonna let you. Hold on, I'm gonna let you see it. Hey, y'all want to cop some of them gear, man? This is a website right here. You got it in the links though for y'all that want to cop their gear. All right, let me stop. We'll come back to that. Here we go, right here. All right, Big Mama, try to do it now.
Okay. And this is the work that needs to be part of the work that Dr. York wanted to be done, is to bring the tribal nations back together. It wasn't just about the New Orleans, it was about all tribal nations all over this planet. So we're having a tribal family reunion, and it's displayed on the screen. And I'll update if you I haven't updated the my TikTok, but we have a tribal reunion. We call it. We're going back to Tallahassee, Florida, because that's where Christopher Columbus entered into to start this conjure that we're going to end. We're going back there to end it. And so, those of you all, it's free. It's no charge to come, but we have costs that has incurred so that to make sure that this joyous occasion take place. And so please govern yourself accordingly to come to the family reunion, the tribal family reunion. Now, the next day is my coronation, that I officially in the public will take my seat as empress. I'm already official, right? But there's a ceremony that has to take place now that I've read the calling of the clan mothers. So this will take place now after the reunion, that you'll come the next day on the 7th and come and join me and be a part of the ceremony. As you see, I ain't have my picture on none of this because it ain't about me, but about my role in helping to get this land and get things back in order. So here is the address and the time to go to to come to the reunion and come to the coronation. The reunion is on the 7th at the park, Tom Brown Park in Tallahassee. It's going to be all day. It's going to start at 11 o'clock until sunset. And then, so we're going to have speakers throughout the day and entertainment, and just enjoy each other coming back together as a family. Okay. And if you want to donate, all you have to do is email me so I can send you the link. And this is the link for the donations for the tribal event. This is the form for the original tribal sovereign nations and the coordination. And it's not for me, but it is to pay for the facility and to make sure that everything that is needed is done. And so we wanted people to donate either, $25 or donate $75 towards the coordination. But we're saying on the flyer that the form that events are free, as y'all can see, and that however, donations are welcome but not mandatory. Because I didn't want people to think they got to pay to come to something that they're entitled to come to. We just need to make sure that the donations are coming so that we can pay for things that need to be paid for. Now that y'all know that, if you want the link, please email me at Cherokee Nation State, CherokeeNation at gmail.com, Cherokee Nation State at gmail.com, and I'll send you the link to go on to the website to donate. I'm not asking for any Cash App tonight. I think that the Cash App need to go to Uma. And Uma, if you could repeat your Cash App for us, please.
Yes, my Cash App is Uma York LLC, and all donations go to children in Haiti, not just in Haiti, but here in America. Once again, I help young children in the streets. I have youth developments that I work with, organized groups that I work with, including New Era Atlanta. Y'all could look up New Era Atlanta, and y'all can actually help them directly. Y'all don't necessarily have to go through me. So if you can go on my Instagram, if y'all need any more information, I don't have no problem sharing it. And I can also post back information for my school and IET that I work with, so that y'all can also donate directly to them. Just contact me directly.
Okay.
Hey, everybody ready? We already over time already.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
And Uma, I love you, sweetie.
I love you too, honey.
And
I'm sorry. Empress. Had to correct myself,
I'm not hung up on titles.
Okay, no, just shoot, it should be a title is a title,
Yeah, I love you.
You gotta respect, certain place, so it's one thing I was taught is respect, so.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
Definitely.
And we'll be talking off camera, and I'm waiting for that phone call that I need to have so that we can move forward with what we have, okay? We're gonna make lemon out of lemonade, y'all. I'm good at
all
that.
The time.
I really am. People give me stuff all the time that is not right information. I'll take that lemon and make lemonade out of it, and it's good. We'll make lemonade out of this, all right?
Okay.
All right.
I just want to show y'all this quick thing before we get off, and we're gonna shut it down, man, because we already this way here was good. This was like I don't know what to call it, but it was good.
Powwow.
Yeah, powwow. Yeah, so like, hey, we got all like gonna get in touch with the sister Uma. We got like in the descriptions, we got her Facebook, TikTok, both of her Instagram pages. The one to this, she got one for the clothing line, and then her regular Instagram. We got all that in the chat. I mean, the descriptions.
I don't even do on
say you
TikTok.
want to take out her clothing line at www.uma.york. This is right. It's another way you can support her.
Yes, that's a great way to support. So that way you're getting something for your money, because I'm not too big on just, getting people's money or anything like that. I prefer for you to get something out of it. So it'd be best if you just, purchase something, and those items, even if you don't want the item, you just want to say, hey, I'm purchasing something, you can write me a message and say, hey, you can donate the items that I'm purchasing, however way, you want to donate. Trust me, there's children out here. I have 46 children in IET that I support. So, I try to do my best. So, any help is good. I'm grateful for any help that I get. And thank you all. I appreciate you all as well for taking your time and patience for, listening to, hear me out, even when it comes down to the fraud and stuff like that. So yeah.
It's our pleasure.
Definitely. I appreciate you all. And Redbird, I have Empress Redbird. I have to say this as well, that I do appreciate you taking the time out, to help a man that you don't know at all. It speaks a lot of volumes about your character, when a person goes out of their way to help someone that they don't know, it says a lot, because, and it takes a lot of courage to do so, especially when you have your own life to live, So I appreciate you so much for taking your time out to help with my father,
Thank you so much for acknowledging that. That's all it takes for me to put the gas in the gas tank. You just put the gas in the gas tank for me. Okay. Definitely. I just want to feel like I am appreciated. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to feel like you're not appreciated. You are appreciated because, there's so many people out here that, they say, but it's a big difference when you're doing it and you're doing it out the kindness of your heart. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference to me. And then you also shown me, you showed me things that I didn't know, I had no clue about an allodial title or any of this stuff. The order of release, I didn't know anything about that as well. So you brought a lot of light to me that I didn't know. And me, I'm such a type of person, like, oh, let me research this. So it kind of just had my brain going and going and going. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you, because it made me question how many other people knew about this order of release. And I believe that a lot of people knew about it. They just swept it under the rug and ignored it. So I really appreciate you.
It wasn't until I met Rod that the orders came back out after that failed, and I got them back from Bourgeois in Colorado before flying back to Charlotte.
Yes.
And that these orders were kept with the trustee, and I asked him for them because Rod had asked me about them, and it took a week for me to give them to him because I had to think about it. I didn't give it to him right away. I had he called me and said, let me think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought about it, and I called him up one early sunrise, and I said, the orders are on the way to me, and I'll scan it in and send it to you. And I know he was happy that I did that. So, I didn't know what I don't know until I know that I don't know.
Right.
And now that I know, I can know what to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Because that's why I mentioned that it needed to be known publicly that you didn't know that this was a fake title or whatever this man was doing. But this man is clearly a huge scam artist, able to scam people all over the world, and the spirits will deal with him. That's the best thing I could say. Is that the spirits will deal with him no matter what. He will get his one day. That's
it's some things that I have to that I'll share with your mother, and some things that had taken place after I learned what you told me, that I took initiative to take care of, that I won't say on this platform. But I promise you that, and then we'll close. I promise you this, that allodial title that you're talking about, they don't have it anymore. It has been rescinded.
Okay. So that means it should be.
Yeah, don't let that you see on the on the screen at the First Republic.
Yeah.
Think that that's still going on, because it's not. It's been shut
so it will be
down.
updated. Okay.
Okay. So just know that it's already done. All right.
Yes.
Your empress has been working.
Just it's good to feel relieved.
All right.
Definitely. But
Love
thank you
and
so
light.
much. Yes, peace, love, and light.
Hey, love and
And
light.
I hope everyone have a prosperous night, and may all of us dream well.
Hey, go cop in town.
So yes, peace.
We love you, young elder.
Hey, we love y'all too. Hey, we thank y'all for coming on. And this is truly a historical event. Like every time, everything we do. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
Yeah. So like, hey,
and
go
I'm
cop
assuming we'll be back. I said I'm assuming we'll be back on live again.
Oh yeah, we'll be next week. We'll do another one next week.
Okay. I'll follow up.
I'm gonna get with you. Hey,
yeah, that'll give me time to I guess execute all the documents.
Yeah, we'll go find Tutankhamun next time.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's my line. That's my line.
Yeah, because I want to go through that case too, and we'll talk about it. I'm just gonna say, yeah, peace and love. Assalamu alaikum, shalom alaikum.
Salamu alaikum. Oh my God.
Hey, I ain't really like.
Look, just say
say it again, Oma.
Have a good night. Rest well.
Salamu alaikum.
Ashe. Namaste.
Yeah.
right, well, they know what I'm
Shalom,
trying
Or
to
a
say.
double.
Hey, they know what I'm trying to say. Shit, I don't give a fuck about motherfuckers making fun. Hey, look, you know what I'm trying to say.
Or,
Shit, to all of y'all.
or
Peace to all of y'all.
right,
All right.
Wadu,
I do
right,
Wadu.
all of
divine
that,
love.
right? All of that, you know.
Go with that.
Peace,
Yeah.
y'all. I hope y'all have a nice evening.
You too,
Yeah.
Good night.
sweetheart.
Good night.
Alrighty. Peace. Good night.
Hey, y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe button.
Okay, those of you still on my TikTok, we're gonna close out with a song.